Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today guys we are going to be jumping down into the world of XRP, taking a look at the most recent moves and what I would expect to happen next. As we get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Now if you have not yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out today. So it's been a few days since we really looked at XRP in isolation to everything else, and it's about time we actually kind of caught up, right? So XRP paired with the USDT on the hourly chart on Binance is the data source. Here we can see that we are tracking this big macro up to about 52.09 cent, and a part of that is of a daily E wave, right? And I think we've still got more room to go to the downside. I don't think this is over just yet, but we have moved on up with the rest of the market ever so slightly here, and again I think a lot of that is a bit of a fake out as well. So just keep us in mind that we are actually looking at more of a macro down than a macro up right at this moment in time, but there is some good progression to the upside to be had in due course. So let's talk about this structure here a little bit, right? So we had this straight up move, okay, and then we had this pull back down. This was a long 2-week long kind of prolonged sideways trade. It was just kind of slightly decreasing down, right? We had this kind of bottom out potentially here, which does mean that we might potentially be moving on up, right, just ever so slightly here. Now the thing that I have with this is we have again a sideways trade here that doesn't make too much sense, and a push up, we could potentially be pulling down before we move on up in any significant way as well. So just be a little bit cautious. This market can be read in multiple different ways. So if we take a look at this move down here, right, we can see that we've got pretty clear wave counts, right? We can kind of see that was there. Now that's a short C wave right here, right? Just a little bit higher than the A wave wick, as you can see between those two, like the A and the C. So we should be concerned that that was short in itself. We did pull back down, and we have progressed back up. So again, we could look at it like this. Okay, so if we take that A and put it onto the higher point here, we have the ABC structure here. We have an ABC structure in our B wave, and then we've got this really weird kind of move coming on out of here. Okay, now the thing with this is we should be quite cautious is this kind of winding back down a little bit here, and we're moving on up. We broke down, and then we kind of got this really good move coming up. Now this does look like we might be ending it with a 5-wave move, as in 1 2 3 4 and then 5, and then bam, we collapse down, and that would basically make this a 3-3-5 corrective move. So if we take a look at our macro here and move this over to our B, you can see that we actually just hit the 1-to-1 ratio here. So we kind of already have hit that point, but we also want to check just one additional thing, which is this high and this low moved over to this low point here, and this is potentially now a 5-wave move. Okay, so we have 1 2 3 1 4, we move up for 5. Meaning that our C wave might just come up a little bit higher and making the entire thing a 3-3-5 corrective pattern, and then we break down from here into those lows that I think Bitcoin is going to, and of course the lows that I think that XRP could achieve. What does this mean? Well, it means that 52.09 is not likely, right? And it might mean that this macro move that I have plotted out isn't necessarily something that we're going to see, not until we've moved down significantly. It might be a double bottom scenario here. It might even be lower than that, and it could just be that this move here in itself is in isolation to everything else. And what we mean by that is it could be that this is A, B, and C like that. And then this is A, B, C structure coming down here. Small corrective move, and then further to the downside, making this entire macro a big A, B, C structure, taking us down into those low points. And this one I feel right now is the more probable move. Again, I have got a couple of things highlighted. I think it's important that we keep an eye on 52 and 46.59, but I do think we have a more of a chance to move to the downside than we have to the upside at this particular moment in time. And let me show you why. So on the hourly chart, we're looking to kind of progress up into a 5th wave. We can kind of see that there's a little bit of an opportunity there. On the 4-hourly, we're overbought though, right? So on the 4-hourly chart, we should definitely be thinking that this is going to correct down, right? So if I bring this up, you can see that we're overbought here, and this needs a correction. It needs to come down to the oversold area, okay, before we can move up in any big way, shape, or form. And the same is being said here for the 8-hour. This needs to also move down if we want to progress up. So where we are, we're actually getting confirmation that this thing is about to kind of drop on us quite badly. Now, the daily actually has progression to the upside. However, it's important to note that you can get reversals anywhere in the middle here, as we have done previously. So a small move up into that final fifth wave, and then bam, we might start to lose this daily all the way down to the oversold area as well, which actually puts us in a really good spot because the macro on the daily, I'll show you that in a second, is actually looking pretty reasonable. Now, the weekly and the monthly are both oversold already, so we just need to get all these other time frames oversold, and we should be looking pretty good. But let's actually go ahead and actually come back into our chart, go up to our daily and bring this back down, because what we are tracking here is an ABCDE, and I do think we are likely to be less than 30 cent when this E wave completes. And in doing so, I think this actually might be a move where we actually kind of pull this back down, and we have a corrective move with a bounce up and then a pull back down, finishing that off, and then basically allowing us to have this impulsive structure take us on up out of this afterwards, because the macro picture here is quite a good one, right? It basically goes from March 2020 up to the highs of April 2021. We pull back down to our current lows, and then we surge back up again. And we're talking, minimum kind of requirement at the moment about 650, but it could quite easily go much, much further than that. Ripple, SEC dependent, of course, and all that kind of good stuff. But for the most part, XRP is in a really good spot. We should be thinking about accumulation. We shouldn't be jumping into the market right now, in my opinion. I definitely am not doing any trading at this point in time, specifically as the market is giving me kind of flash indications of both directional moves, as in we could see a short move up and then the rug getting completely pulled as the prices plummet down again. So I'm very, very cautious right now. I'm looking for a good alignment and good structures to appear, and that's really where I want to be jumping in. So just be a little bit cautious if we're thinking about jumping into the market right now. I think from a dollar cost average point of view, that's perfectly fine, but I probably wouldn't do that on a green day. I would probably do that and wait for some kind of pullback first. But dollar cost averaging is a good strategy to have for most kind of retail investors and newbies into the space. But if we're looking to maximize gains, I would be looking at sub 30 cent on the XRP side of things, and then looking for that structure to take us on out of here. Guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.